It's that time of the year again for us toy nerds. It's our toy Super Bowl. It is the Hasbro PulseCon 2021 edition. I'm Travis Moody here for a toy kind of mood, and look who's back in the cockpit again of the Millennium Falcon. It's my man Ronny. What's going on, pal?
What's up, man? Great to be here. If anything was going to bring me back, PulseCon, Star Wars event, of course, would bring me back.
Of course, dude. Look at the background. You're all ready to get going. But let's get right to the meat and potatoes of this, Ron's, Bertles. Let's do it. It's the HasLab of all HasLabs. Just kidding. That's probably Galactus. But it's the HasLab for the Star Wars fans. It's the Rancor, buddy. What are we thinking? Did you press that button?
Well, I haven't yet because I have what till December 2nd or some BS.
Yeah,
see this smile? Yeah, see this smile? It's
I got one
it's
too.
Good news. In our chat earlier, I mentioned I was waiting to see the price point because that was going to be my soapbox moment. Every other HasLab property has been excelling in price. Everyone outbeat the next. So I was saying, if this price was over 500, you're gonna see me flip tables, curse the gods of Hasbro. But man, oh man, 350. I like that price point. I really
Not
do.
bad.
I mean, you can't see it over there, but running is my Xbox Series X, which would have cost me if it wasn't traded more than the Rancor is. Why not? I'm gonna pre-order that bad boy. I just gotta see how much I'm gonna sink into pre-orders tonight in about a half hour.
I think I was the 200th person today to back the Rancor. So proud of that. I skipped Galactus. I missed the Sentinel just because honestly, it just wasn't that diehard of a Marvel Legends person at the time. I probably would have got it, but we got one in the house thanks to K-Wish. Dude, 350. We're definitely going to reach all the goals. There's no question about it. I already know 5 people who've already backed it or plan to just in the last 5 minutes as they've announced this thing. So
it was only when last I looked, it was only available for less than an hour, and it already had over 1,500 backers out of 6,000 needed. So I mean, that was in less than an hour, like 45 minutes. I think at some point when I looked.
Yeah, I think it'll be back by the end of the day, or at least the end of the weekend. That's my prediction. And so, yeah, we'll see everybody in there. Before we get into who we want as kind of the backup goals and everything, let's talk about it real quick. And we'll have a whole episode just kind of like we did before with Razor Crest, Galactus and whatnot, because we still got to see the paint schemes. We see the rough molds right now. So look, it's 17.5 inches tall, so 1.5 feet plus, extended with the good
42 inch wingspan. I was like, my God, and of course the grayscale model 27 high. If you looked at it, it said can be 27 high if articulated. So it probably has some bend. I'm assuming they want to go bends in the knees and everything. And if you length it out lengthwise, it'd be 27 inches. We only seen the grayscale concept art really. Stretch, that they kept stressing the biggest, Black Series figure to date. But how big was the Galactus? In the HasLab, hemisphere? I think it wasn't Galactus higher than 27 inches
of Star Wars.
Star Wars is the biggest, yes. But I noticed they stressed that this is the biggest Black Series figure ever. I'm like, of course it's a HasLab. It's gonna be the biggest figure. We don't want a 12 inch or 16 inch
dragon. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to be able to have it compared to the the Razor Crest. You're gonna want to have it scaled. So I'm hoping if you got your Razor Crest, that bad boy, you have this standing next to it. Hopefully, it can just chomp and smash it to bits, just like it did in the film. Well, not it did, but like the Razor Crest ended up doing. Spoilers.
Yep. So hey, 45 points of articulation. We're definitely going to see more deep dives. There's definitely going to be a Star Wars Fan First Friday or whatever, Fan First whatever, focusing on just this. And you have till, like you said, December 6th. So stretch goals. Who do you want to see? I know in the chat those guys were mentioning some folks.
I was keeping myself blind to the chat because I didn't want to be swayed by anybody's wish list. I want to keep it for myself. I definitely can almost, I mean, if they don't, then they're out of their minds. They gotta include some kind of Jabba trap version of Luke, like when he got thrown into the pit, You got to have that Luke. You got to have a Black Series Luke in there. I mean, even if he doesn't come with all kinds of accessories, it's just him with the handcuff chains, which I break. You know, he can break them off. Maybe have them detachable. You know, some rocks, some other accessories. You know, things that he used in the Rancor pit. Fantasy goal, having the actual pit. Are we gonna see that? I don't know. I mean, you know, the box, maybe the background of the box will probably be graphics to look like the inside of the pit, or maybe Jabba's palace from like the throne room in the background. I don't know what else they're really gonna do. I mean, you're gonna have bones accessories. You're gonna have probably, I'm honestly probably interchangeable claws, ones that are like gory maybe, or something, you know, something to go in his mouth, because if you remember, he has a big pile of bones in the corner. It's one of the first things that Luke sees before they actually do the reveal of the Rancor coming out of the dock pit, the corner there. You know, you don't really see anything, so maybe some of that stuff. What do you think you're gonna see?
I like it. I think it's another reason to have I wrote some notes here on what it is. I think it's another reason to have, you know, the slave Leia, because you know, we're probably not going to get her on her own, even though everyone's kind of dying to have this as the archive or whatever. So yeah, I mean, that could be a possibility. We could also have the gatekeeper as well, and then that poor girl,
the Gamorrean guard or whatever.
Yeah, Gamorrean guard. You know, there's all kind of stuff like that. So yeah, we'll have to see. I think, yeah, it could be anywhere. I love your choices, though. I think that no one even mentioned that Luke. So, you know, and they love repackaging, repainting. It almost makes sense, right? But I wouldn't hate that one. Yeah.
I mean, as a diehard Star Wars fan, I don't know if you could tell.
Nah, not at all.
All that comes to mind when you think of Rancor, it's Luke, that battle in Jabba's palace. I mean, you know what I mean? That's tantamount to you think of one, you think of the other.
And we would get a Gamorrean guard, because you could get the one that's like kind of in half. Like I'm thinking about the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat toys, where you got like half the character bitten off, you know, that kind of thing. So, hey, awesome. We both love it. We love the price point. Way to knock it out of the park. Let's talk Black Series. We're going to go heavy to low. Black Series. The Mandalorian was the focus, and that needed to be the focus. Really, it's like you said, we had the Super Bowl of geek toys for the Hasbro, and I think they, you know, we're in the ALCS, NLCS. I think they knocked it right out of the Fenway and Dodger Stadium with this one, dude. Cobb Vanth was my favorite. That deluxe. I don't care if it's a deluxe. I know it's barely got any accessories. We can nitpick, but just the sculpt, the mold, the face, the photo reel, they absolutely nailed Timothy Oliphant's character here.
See, I can see some people throwing a secondhand trench coat from another figure and putting a cowboy hat and doing some of that. What was that cowboy show? Not Dishonored, but you know what I'm talking about. Same show he did there. I knew what it was too. I just can't think of it. Justified. That's what it was. See, you know, doing some Justified cosplay with that character. But I like the armor. I like the color. I mean, he's one I'm going to order. I know we're just starting on the Mandalorian figures, but he was one of the few that were available at 5, or going to be for us right now, available at 5. A lot of the Mando fig line, they kind of said at a later date, you know, we don't want to stress the pre-order, you know, gods and the you know, the ghost in the machine, yada yada. So I like it. I'm going to get it.
Right. More importantly, it's not an exclusive. It goes up on sale in about 25 minutes from now. We're not recording live, so you'll have either got them or not. After that, we got good guy Monk Boba, right? So he's kind of like Boba Fett. The first time we've seen him kind of flash his gray interlings, and he's showing kind of, you know, a little bit of a, you know, he's back and forth. So we got Boba Fett in his full monk gear, and then we got Mayfeld as well. So
let me touch on the Boba Fett with the monk gear. My prediction, and I've been pretty on point in the past, I think he's gonna, because he's not an exclusive either for Hasbro.
None of these are, thankfully. None of the ones that we're talking about right now.
Right. Yeah. I think he's gonna be a peg warmer. I really do. People are going to want them just as an accessory fig to the clones that don't have helmets, because you know how they're all the continuity with the face sculpts now compared to what they were 5 years ago. They're all on point, and they stressed that they also touch base on that during the live stream, where, you know, if you can have this figure, he'll match the other, you know, this character and that character and all the clones and so forth. I don't think he's not a pre-order for me. I'm gonna wait until he's either like discounted. I mean, you'll see it on Amazon discounted, you know, a month after release.
You think so? Here's my counter to that. I think people are going to buy 2 because they're going to want to pop off the head sculpt and put it on a Boba Fett figure they
Right.
already have. Because how many damn Boba Fett's do we have? We keep mentioning how many.
372.8.
Right. And the thing is, yeah, and they might even want 3, because we're gonna have the newer armor Boba Fett, and it's not gonna come with, the Tamara Morrison head. So I think that's probably where they're gonna go with it. So I think this could be somewhat of a builder, and people will use the other parts for other things. So I think it actually it might not show form at all. People might buy duplicates just for that.
That's the only reason why I would say there would be any kind of shortage is the supply chain for figures. We all know, any of us collect Transformers or anything else, things are getting delayed and delayed and delayed. That could cause a supply issue. People buying, like you said, people buying multiple ones. I could see that probably happening. But if Hasbro's in full production, we'll see.
How about Boston's own Bill Burr get a figure finally in Mayfeld with the Stormtrooper armor, the tank armor.
I like his character in Mandalorian. There was a lot of scandals going on with him because of obvious reasons. We all know the stories. Right after the Mandalorian filmed, there was a couple of different actors in Mandalorian that kind of got under backlash for things. Did you notice a real awkward vibe when they were talking about the character and the sculpt? How they didn't say that. Every other story they said, we the new facial sculpts are the actor, the facial sculpts are the original. They didn't mention Burr or the word actor once. They just said the character from the show. They didn't once kind of go towards Bill Burr at all. And there was also kind of like a weird vibe during the whole segment. I mean, I don't know. I didn't like the box art at all, and I didn't like the facial sculpt. I feel out of all the facial sculpts that we've seen today that had live action counterparts, that was the weakest. I mean, even the box art, I paused it, I had it on my iPhone, and I took a snapshot. I zoomed it in just to see. I'm like, man, because they're like, look at this beautiful artwork on I'm like, that doesn't look anything like them. It really does on the side of the box, at least what they were showing us, based on my Retina display on my iPhone Max, pocket thing I got, this giant screen. I don't know. What did you think about that whole situation? Did you find any weirdness?
I'm just happy to get the character because it's been long overdue. But I am tough on face sculpts. It's not the best, but it still does look like him. So yeah, it could have been
just the bald.
Yeah. I'm just happy to have him. He's not like a super main character for me. He's definitely a good part of the Mandalorian. He's Boston's own. I don't know about all the politics involved. But I'm just happy to get him, and that'll go up pre-order soon. But it wouldn't be a show with you, Ronnie, without talking about Target exclusives. Another Mandalorian build-up pack with Grogu and an ice spider, so kind of winter themed.
When I thought we were out of the woods here. I thought pandemic was over. People are partying, toys, money, no more stimulus, jobs are being had, toys are coming. And what do? They hit us with another goddamn Target exclusive. They took the wind out my sails. Literally, they said that at the end. They got everybody's hype. Oh, this new figure is gonna be great. Woo! And guess what? This is a Target, aka go yourselves exclusive. We all know how Target is. I mean, I'm gonna rant until the day Target either takes over everything, or whatever. Or I die. Probably I die first for any of that happens. But Target, man, they're exclusives. Good God, I'm tired of hearing it.
It's been a little easier lately, especially for G.I. Joe, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. There's a pipeline involved. Oh, I skipped them. Did you skip the Mandalorian with the mud kind of deco?
No, we didn't really touch on it yet. I was going to wait. I like the variants of the Mandalorian. I pre-ordered another one that just went up a couple weeks ago. It kind of like stealth dropped. They really didn't talk about it. It's like these weird colored chrome kind of colors. I didn't even see any promos about it. I see
one you got the blue carbonite.
I already had that one, but this is like a new version that pre-ordered from Amazon went up, and it's an Amazon exclusive. And I don't even remember seeing anything about it. But just, my point is that they have so many different variants of the Mandalorian. They all look really good. I mean, it looked good. The Ice Age one again, which is exclusive. Not the Ice Age, but the Ice Planet. You got Grogu with the snow effects and stuff. And I like what they're doing with these figs. They're just not a color change. They're a textural change. They're changing the brightness of the colors, the texture on the armor. Some of them have different armor, like dents, and looks like battle worn, different based on where it would come from in the show.
I would have been okay with just the Beskar armor in the original one. That's enough for me. I didn't get the original build-up pack. I didn't get the muddy one. I'm not getting the ice one. I think if they had done Pedro Pascal's face a lot better. We made a whole episode making fun of that thing.
It's like back in our archive. That was a great episode, folks.
I might even just go on eBay and just pay the premium for a nice face sculpt. There's a lot of them out there, but there's also the pipeline moving on from Mandalorian. There's we're in Return of the Jedi. Actually, while they're in Mandalorian, there's the New Republic security droid. So that's down the pipeline. Right. Very cool army builder, of course, smart. I was underwhelmed with this pipeline. Usually we get like the 6 across. We only got 3 and it's PulseCon. I know they gave us really great product reveals today, so the pipeline was a little weak in my opinion. Then they stuck with, because of Rancor, Return of the Jedi, we got Finger and Dan. Right? pretty cool. And then Ewok Village Leia. Any quick thoughts on the pipeline?
Beggars can't be choosers when it comes to Hasbro's Star Wars events. I mean, I'm a diehard Star Wars fan, and I'm the first one to sling crap to their way when it comes to what their presentations are. It was short and sweet. It wasn't anything. The pipelines aren't meant to be crowd goes wild in the background. It's meant to be a taste, a tease, keep you looking down the pipeline.
Right.
They've never had a big extravagant, oh my God, it's fan favorites in the pipeline. They've always hinted at stuff. So it was what it was, because everything else up to that point was fire, in my opinion, as the kids would say, fire. It was great. I mean, I liked everything, and that didn't sour my mood, because again, like you, TVC and stuff, and even talking about the pipeline stuff, it was not my bag of tea, but everything was all aces up to that point.
Cool. And I just want to do a brief intermission, Ronnie, because I'm glad we recorded an hour later than we're supposed to, because I got some mail, and I might as well do plunder, because look look what I got, right? Gaming greats. So nice. Can't go wrong with it, right? So Knights of the Old Republic, Zalbar, and then actually one more. It was a 1-2 punch from GameStop and Hasbro Pulse. Look at this surprise drop. Nice. Didn't think we'd get it for a while, so love it. Love it. Rogue One.
I'm gonna add to that.
Yeah, there you go.
I got this Amazon. It was like $15 off. I am a huge. I don't really talk about it much because we're all about the Black Series and TVC. I'm a huge Star Wars Lego addict. And I never open them. My goal is one day when I have a man cave in the basement, I'll have literally a huge wall of tables, and I'll be able to set up dioramas with my Lego sets. But I got this one right now. They were on Amazon. This is the house from freaking Obi-Wan when he meets Luke and they get the message out. A really good playset. Usually it's like 30, 35. I got it for 17 on Amazon this week, and it just came in. So I was pretty killer with that. Pretty happy with that.
Ron deals, right? So
yeah, Hot Ron. What was it used to be? Ron's Hot Rod and Deals of the Day. That's right.
There you go. There it is. All right, lightning round time. I don't collect the vintage collection, so TVC, better known as. So we know what we think about that. So Mandalorian stuff, they stuck with it. I'm gonna fly through it, and you can comment quickly. The biggest thing they had was the Navarro Cantina playset with the Imperial Death Trooper. Very cool.
I will say, I'm not a huge TVC collector either. This is gonna make me and my wife's gonna hate it. These new sets coming. I have all of the Force. It was like the Power of the Force, the double sets. They had one that had a green lightsaber on a box and one with a red. I have the entire set from first fig to last in doubles, sometimes some even triples for both sets. I want these diorama pieces. I want these set pieces from TVC that they announced. Like you said, the Navarro Cantina set. They're modular, so they say you can combine them and make a bigger bar or a bigger cantina and so forth. The Cantina set also had that battle damage where you could have there was something like glassware. They didn't really go to show you, but they talked about how they had the glassware that was like damaged, the stools that were damaged. It was complete reverse from pristine, Cantina to, blasted out, bar fights, Star Wars style. I liked it. I dig it.
Cool. Another one was the Galaxy's Edge 3-pack, some repaints and restuff. And then we got for characters, we also got a Cantina Rebel Fleet Trooper 4-pack. Of course, now the whole thing with the pandemic, it's like Army Builder. They're actually listening with this, at least with TVC. Captain Achilles, Lieutenant Scrambus, and a couple other characters. And then we got Annie, so we got finally got one of those. Yep. Mace, Obi-Wan.
The one thing, let me touch base on that. The one thing I see good about Anakin, is people are gonna buy that. That's a troop builder in its own, because people want to reenact that Anakin dark side. We all hate to see it, but we love to think about it. The younglings getting slayed at the temple. Those are going to come in. You're going to see massive play sets. People like modding out the faces with paint or changing the head sculpts with other things, just make it look like different younglings. And then having the dark side Darth, Anakin turning into Darth. That's going to be awesome to see.
Okay, cool. And then pipeline for that, I'm just going to run through it quickly and we'll move on to our next section. There's an ARC Trooper Jesse was previously, you have it because it was previously in a 3-pack, correct, at a previous PulseCon. The 332nd, like the Ahsoka Trooper, the Super Modular Trooper, of course, and then Din Djarin and the Trooper Disguise. So kind of to match Mayfeld there, but it is TVC. That's TVC pipeline. A lot more for TVC. They've spoken up and they've gotten kind of what they wanted. Our last section before we give our famous whiskey scores is the PulseCon exclusives themselves. We have just over 13 minutes before they go live. Ronny, are you getting any of these? We'll start off, since we're on TVC, the Emperor's Throne.
Man, oh man, I said it in the chat. I've been waiting months. As soon as they've even rumored that it was coming, I want it. That's my number one buy right there. And I'm actually gonna, if I am able to, which I think I will, I'll get it into my cart. And before I cash out, I'm gonna cancel something I ordered earlier, the Magic Card, the Secret Layer bundle, and reorder it because it's still live. That way I can get free shipping. I would definitely want it. The whole way they talked about the quality of the background of Palpatine's throne room with the way that you can change the background of from the battle to the I like it. That's gonna go on a shelf. That's gonna go perfect in my setting. I love it.
Great.
Can't wait.
And then Mr. Dave Filoni himself, the brains behind much of The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch, Trapper Wolf. Seems like they put actually a lot into this character. Doesn't seem mailed in. They very describe kind of the design on this one. You going with the homie, Dave, Big Dave?
I like it. I feel like I really didn't think the George Lucas one was gonna sell out as fast as it did. My thoughts on that was it was just another clone trooper with a sculpted Lucas head. This one actually looks really, really good. I love the paint on the armor. I love the sculpt. I love everything. I'm gonna get one.
Cool. And the only problem I have with it is it comes in that deluxe packaging and George comes in a vintage card, and I'd love to have them together. And now I wish I bought 2 Georges because I don't want to open up that George Lucas, but this one is kind of, you can open it up, put it back in. So
yep.
I wish
I swear that's a marketing thing by Hasbro. I'm telling you, every one of their products, Transformers, G.I. Joes, everything comes in these new deluxe boxes, which usually you can slide open, pop the top. Transformers, Star Wars, they always put them on card, even for the vintage. You think about it, a lot of Star Wars collectors are like us. We want one to have pristine, and we want one that we can take out of the box. That's going to force us to buy 2 rather than just, razor blading the top of the tape and nicely taking it out. So they're getting double dipping for most people, just having those hard card backs.
Or you just suffer and you just don't play with it. Then they got the
like
Cantina, the Modular Cantina boss set that you can only buy 1 per person. I saved the worst thing of this convention, this panel last, because okay, it's modular, and they kept talking about how cool it is that you could buy multiples. Why didn't they make an accessory pack, or at least say we're going to have more details coming soon? We've heard you. We're going to have details on just the bar alone. Maybe they want this to sell out. Something. Give us a hint, or at least let us buy 2. I know there's a scalper issue and whatnot with these exclusives, but if it's modular and it's supposed to be a full bar when you buy 2, how come we can only buy 1, Ronny?
Well, I think they're trying. Here's my thoughts, and this is kind of like a wrap up of the whole. I'm gonna wrap it into this one saying when it comes to the pre-release, when it comes to the pre-order times. Every other thing had a pre-order time for premium members an hour before, and then everybody launched at 5. Yeah. I think because of the backlash they've gotten in the past with scalping and nobody, things selling out like that from the last HasCon, everything now is, no matter if you're premium or not, 5 o'clock. I think them limiting to 1 is great for people that want it. It's bad for people that want to build the dioramas, and it totally screws scalpers. Thank you for that. Finally, I would have bought 2 because I want to put them together make another play set. But I think that's the only reason they did it is for goodwill for the people the true fans that weren't able to get the last sets. You know what I mean? I'm okay with it.
Well said. I'm definitely getting Trapper Wolf. I was on the fence about the Cantina bar set. What I think I'm gonna do is buy it, possibly not open it right away, and see if the other characters come. Because I heard rumors at Yak Face and whatnot that we're gonna see the other characters in the bar set, at least 2 or 3 of them, come separately in that packaging. And so far, I'm a completist with that packaging. I don't want dupes. Maybe I'll keep the bar and sell the characters separate for people who don't care for the bar and they just want it. I may not just end up keeping the whole thing, but that's my thought. So whiskeys, real quick. We've got a few minutes.
Ron's tip: do not open your figures until at least a week after, because then you'll see the market. Then you can buy more or open it up. So Ron's whiskeys. How many whiskeys would I give this Star Wars? Oh, I'm a little chopping. What's happening? Can you hear me okay there, sir?
You're frozen, but just speak. Robert will fix it.
All right. Yep. 4 out of 5 whiskeys.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to go 4 1/4 because I immediately, without hesitation, crowdfunded, helped support the Rancor. And that's without even knowing what the stretch goals were. And all 3 product reveals for the Mandalorian Black Series were amazing, despite being underwhelmed by the pipeline and not a big fan of the modular bar set thingy. But Frozen Ronny,
I'm here. You can hear me.
Yeah.
I talk shit about Hasbro. They cut me out.
They got you like Han Solo, and they're gonna throw you into the Rancor pit. So hey, that's it. We'll go 4 1/4, 4 for Ronny. We gotta go because we gotta pre-order these things and make sure we got it.
That's right. Thanks for having me. Good luck.
You got it, buddy. All right, for a toy kind of mood, this is 49-1. Stay tuned for more Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Marvel Legends coming soon. See ya.
Peace.